Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man 4. We've got 3 Robot Masters left. And on your first time through, each of them is going to be a bit of a problem. Especially this one.
Oh man, this one sucks.
More so for...
His stage is the problem.
More so for his stage. Ringman...
Yeah, the boss fight isn't that bad, but look this here. Here's your big gimmick. Disappearing platforms when you step on them. They love this mechanic here, and this is going to be your death.
Yes, absolutely. And you're gonna find, especially... it's indicative of this Robot Master's backstory, because specifically, if you look at his bio in the Mega Man and Base knowledge base, it specifically says that his dislikes are Mega Man.
So fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, his stage music is great, but that's the only redeeming part about his stage, if you want to be honest.
Somebody...
Little too much this.
Oh, jeez. Why?
Somebody ring fit.
Ring fit. He's trying to put you in shape, man.
Trying to cut me into shapes, man. Ah, whoops.
Good thing I kept my receipt. This is not what I expected.
Yeah, they're trying to put you in shape. A circular shape because it's Ring, man.
I'm gonna need to use that slow clap animation a lot, aren't I?
Just put it on, like, how long is this video again? 18 minutes, 45 seconds. Just put on an 18-minute, 45-second loop.
Oh,
Just saving you to work now.
and first mini-boss of the stage is a giant hippo with homing missiles.
What's with the animal robots?
What's with a hungry hippo over here?
I mean, if he's sending missiles at me, is he really hungry?
Yeah, it should be more the opposite.
I know you're supposed to be eating pellets, not, shooting him out.
I will say one of the easiest ways to deal with a lot of the mini-bosses on Ringman stage is definitely using the Flash Stopper, which I'm consciously not doing, but when you do it instead of using just the Mega Buster, you notice the difference immediately.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is more or less, it's kind of like Flashman's weapon from Mega Man 2, but you can actually use your Buster.
Exactly.
So, they balanced it out better, but you're still doing, I bet, the same damage as your Buster, it's just you can get in more hits because everything's frozen.
And it's periodic amounts of energy for a temporary time stop as opposed to chewing through all the energy at once. So yeah.
Yeah.
Ringman's stage has 2 different mini-bosses, the hula hoop eyes and the hippos. And as you can see...
Yeah, out of the 2, the eyes are kind of easier, if you want to be honest.
Yeah, the hippos are giving me way more trouble than the eyes were.
And the escargoon robots.
It's just kind of weird how the platforms come back after a while, so you have to keep on shooting pedestal. It just becomes a juggle.
No, Eddie, I don't want weapon energy.
Does that look like I need it?
He's literally off the beaten path, which means you can easily miss it. He's insistent on that weapon. Are you sure, Mega Man?
Please, take it. This is all they had left in the store.
He's trying his best, I promise.
There you go.
That's my own private stash. You better be happy.
Now these guys. These tires are by far my least favorite enemy in the game.
Yeah, these things are annoying, because as soon as you shoot them and you don't hit the eye, they close their hatch, they go super quick, and they stay closed for a little while.
Yeah.
So you can't do damage.
Their proximity trigger for charging into you is frustrating.
Yeah, the fact that they're super quick on that really doesn't help.
This is reminding me of Gutsman stage way too much.
It's kind of like Gutsman, but not as glitchy.
Bottomless pits and disappearing platforms, yeah.
Thank you.
I'd take Gutsman's stage at this point. Now, I thought the mini-boss was in this screen, but I was wrong.
No, it's just a beginner's trap. If you have to look away for a second, then you're dead.
Oh gosh, seizure warning.
And that's why the Flash Stopper is delightful. Because it completely makes mincemeat out of that mini-boss.
It's basically what Flashman's weapon should have been.
Now, Ringman, his pattern in hindsight is very obvious, but during this recording I know for a fact that I was failing to read the obvious. Throws one ring, throws another ring, then runs. If you attack him when he runs, he may throw a third one, and the first ring and second ring will always arc back to him in a triangle shape. In hindsight, really easy to dodge. I am not doing the best of it right here.
Yeah, it looks like at this time you didn't realize the pattern right away, so you just kind of walk into certain attacks.
He's throwing you copies of Ring Fit Adventure at you.
I didn't think they were this common.
He's piffing Tarzos at me.
He's piffing Tarzos at me.
Wait, what?
He's piffing Tarzos at me. I swallow my pride and I use an E-Tank.
And they speed up the animation for E-Tank consumption so much in this version, because that takes like almost a full minute.
With the changes they make to the HUD in Navi mode, it means that stuff like sound overlap with the music gets cut out completely, which is really nice. It means the health bar filling up doesn't mute the music, it doesn't lag the game, it doesn't slow things down, it really keeps the game nice and smooth. I went back to Mega Man 4 and Legacy Collection after recording this game, and I actually noticed that Complete Works has a more stable frame rate.
Yeah, well, the thing is with the Legacy Collection, they tried to make this as accurate to an NES as possible, which in turn also brings back all the slowdown.
Which, I mean, you can work around, but I found it really interesting that I could notice those differences with how much I recorded for this playthrough, so I learned a lot that day. So now, we've just got 2 Robot Masters left.
We're gonna pierce the head, so we're gonna go to the... Yep, alright, we're going to Egypt.
Yep, we're going to Egypt.
Oh wait, please tell me you put in at least clips from the Mega Man cartoon.
I would have loved to, but I couldn't think of anywhere where it fit.
Okay. I was wondering, at least say you thought about it, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because Pharaoh Man, he is a tough Tootin robot master who's gonna...
that's kind of an underrated cartoon. I know it's been memed to death, but I really actually kind of like that cartoon.
Oh yeah, no, the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon was dubbed by the same group that did the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. Okay. And half of the cast came back for Mega Man Powered Up, which is pretty cool, yeah. So Pharaoh Man's level has a split path here. You can go down to get an E-Tank, or you can head to the right, over the quicksand, past these draw robots, and over these platforms here, to get the second adapter.
Hide Night item number 2. That's basically what you are.
Yeah, it's basically item 1, but in balloon form.
Oh yeah, so, sorry, 1. I forgot 2 is certainly rushed yet. You see, they're all numbered, but they all come back as different things, so a little forgettable.
Item 1 did... Shoot. I forgot what item 1 did in Mega Man.
It's basically a set of platforms.
Yeah, the floating platforms, basically. So now we're actually in the pyramid, and we've got these little sliding platforms that shoot at you when you stand on their heads, running over spikes, which is always fun.
Yeah, your blood pressure just goes up a little bit every time you see spikes.
Just a little bit, not too much. I mean, my blood pressure goes up when Pharaoh Man.
As it should.
And now this room. Mummies and rotating doors. If we'd taken the down path and gone for the E-Tank instead of the balloon adapter, we would have already run into these enemies earlier. But because we didn't, now we're dealing with them on top of other hazards. So, it does mean that if this is your first run and you go this way, you do get introduced to this puzzle in a very harsh environment very quickly. But it's not too difficult, which is... Then I get hit in the face.
Wasn't Pharaoh Man's purpose... Like, wasn't he a museum guide? Like, purpose before the doctor corrupted him? Wasn't he like...
No. Pharaoh Man specifically protected ruins.
Okay. I remember somebody...
And he is frustrating to fight. So I'm just going to use his weakness.
Nice color palette.
Now, in terms of as a weakness, it doesn't actually do more damage than other things. But Pharaoh Man is the only boss that is actually frozen by the Flash Stopper. Every other boss isn't, other than Bright Man.
I mean, it makes sense because, as we keep on saying, but it's true, this is basically Flash Man's weapon of just stopping time, but you can use your Mega Buster. So, it makes sense he could be the only one that stopped time, so it actually has a purpose in a boss fight. Otherwise, you could just use it to cheese every boss in the game. Because you've seen how easy that is.
And for beating Pharaoh Man, we get the Spirit Bomb. I mean, the Pharaoh Shot.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best items in the game. No joke. This is a really good weapon.
Pharaoh Shot actually uses very little energy for the amount of damage it puts out, and it's an incredibly versatile weapon. I mean, out of the whole selection of what you're given for this game, I personally find Ring Boomerang is even more broken.
Yeah.
But Pharaoh Shot, oof. And with that, we've got one Robot Master left. And this is actually my favorite Robot Master from all of Mega Man 4.
You know, I just now realized something.
Yes.
Mega Man 4 had 2 dead people. As
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally had.
Hey, this game likes dead things.
Yeah, it literally had 2. We made all those jokes last part, but it literally had an ancient Egyptian pharaoh and a skeleton.
Man, Capcom, you went dark.
I know, Resident Evil hadn't even happened yet. What the heck?
So this is pre-Resident Evil with robots.
Yeah,
Correct.
Like what? Like at least what? 10 years before Resident Evil came out.
Yeah.
Close to, yeah.
When did Mega Man 4 come out?
4? Oh, I've forgotten. It was on the title screen. Make an annotation here. Can't for the life of me remember.
This was late NES, though. Like, this is still before Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I remember 5 and 6 were like literally like the last NES games ever released.
Some of, yeah.
Yeah, well, because of just how late they came out, Super Nintendo was a thing, so we'll just shift the focus.
Yeah. Mega Man 6 was one of the last NES games that was released internationally, and Mr. Gimmick was one of the last NES games released in general. So, yeah, the Mega Man series stayed in there for quite a time. But yeah, Drill Man's...
Yeah, I mean, it was even weirder because they released X on the Super Nintendo, and then also Mega Man 6 on the NES not too long after.
And then 7 as well.
Yeah, well then they finally moved on to the Super Nintendo with 7.
Yeah, where's me wire adapter? That never gets old. That never gets old. But yeah, Drill Man is probably my personal favorite Robot Master out of the Mega Man 4 ones, and not just because his stage theme is an absolute banger, but just because I love his design as well. And just this stage has so many good things going on. Yes, some of the gimmicks are ridiculous, but once you learn the pattern for them, then it becomes a case of reflexes, and that really changes up. Wow,
Speaking of
I'm just looking at my health bar and I'm like,
I mean, with 2 health, yeah, you don't really have much left.
I'm pretty sure this goes terribly.
wait, we have disappearing. Oh wait a second. I was like,
Yeah,
wait.
you're grabbing the switches, but it does look like a leap of faith.
It's a little bit embarrassing. You can just hear me fidgeting in frustration.
Hey, yep, that just happened. I'm not gonna live that one down.
Alright, Marley, it's better than I could ever deal with. I've done stupid things worse. Like that sentence.
It's all good. It's at this point I've kind of accepted, you know. Every time I decide this is my favorite Robot Master of this game, they tend to be the one that gives me the most trouble. It's how it went in Mega Man 3, it's how it goes in Mega Man 4, it's how it goes in Mega Man and Base. It's just a trend. But yeah, especially with the rock shoots, the best thing to do is hit the rock because then it's only got the one hitbox. If it hits the ground, every bit of shrapnel counts as a separate hitbox, and avoiding that is a pain.
Yeah.
They don't.
The only problem with shooting these stupid things is that sometimes when you shoot a boulder, another one falls out immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
a little inconsistent.
Guiding the shot so that you don't move back from the shoot is the best way to avoid it. Now, Drill Man is a problem because he has massive invincibility periods and his timing is very strange. So every time he burrows, I just slide 3 times and count out each slide as I go, and usually by about the 3rd slide he shows up about half a screen's away from me. When he starts shooting the drill bombs, that we start having problems. I will, with no shame whatsoever, definitely fight him knowing full well I'm probably going to use an E-Tank.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that's definitely one of the harder bosses in the game to just do a buster run of. Just because of the invincibility frames, and then those bombs reflect your shots too.
I can't imagine trying to do him first.
Oh, absolutely. Trying to fight him first with very few E-Tanks is a pain.
Yeah.
And trying to do a perfect run of him is even more frustrating. 1, 2, 3, slide. There he is. I've got it down to a science because it's the only consistent way I've found that I can dodge his burrowing attack. But his drill bombs, because of how fast it happens, I've never been able to find a consistent way of dodging it, because at that point, I'm so focused on the timing of the rest of the fight, I lose all rhythm for everything else.
Yeah, you pretty much have to kind of jump when you see him firing it, but that's only if you're close. Because if you're far away, you're just going to jump back on top of the missile.
And like, as he walks towards you, it really changes how close the hitbox is in terms of dodging it, which really throws off the timing for everything else.
And then sometimes he could just do that where he buries, comes up, then just buries again, because I guess he just didn't have enough time under the dirt.
Yeah. And the digging animation is invincible.
I
Just color cycling.
yeah.
I actually missed the pun there, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think he got drowned out.
I said he isn't well grounded.
No, Matt. Ground Man's in Mega Man and Bass. And the other reason I do Drill Man last is because it means I can't cheese anything with Rush Jet and I've got to play the game legitimately. But that's all the Robot Masters down, so next time on Mega Man 4, we'll be heading to Cossack Citadel. Yes, it's not a fortress, it's a citadel.
It's got a fountain up.
A little more fancy.